In this episode, we are ranking every Predator movie ever made, including the Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem, and that show starts now. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Alex Figueroa, and before we get started, if you want to support the channel, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, smash that bell button, so every time new videos are out weekly, you guys will be notified. But let's get right into my Predator ranking from 1987 to 2018, starting off with number 6, The Predator from 2018. Look, this movie is god-awful. Shane Black helmed this project. You thought it was going to be really good, but it went right down the toilet. Tons of reshoots, tons of script changes. I mean, you really don't know. You could tell that this movie from the get-go was going to be horrible, but the plot of the actual film is a young boy, father sends a package to the house, which has all this Predator gear in it. The kid opens it, and he starts messing with it, sends a beacon to the Predator world, I guess, and they send in a hunter looking for another Predator, which he's smuggling technology to the humans, so when Predators come to hunt on Earth, they have technology to combat the Predator. That's pretty much the whole movie in a nutshell. And to top it off, you got hybrid Predators with with human blood in one. It was just far-fetched. It was horrible. It had nothing from the original Predator at all, even the premise. It was just a god-awful movie. Coming in at number 5 is the 2007 Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Look, this movie is another dumpster fest. I mean, garbage fest, dumpster fire. I mean, whatever you want to call it, because this sequel is god-awful. It's basically the sequel to 2004 Alien vs. Predator. And again, off the bat, the movie started off wrong. It had an alien coming out of the chest of the Predator on the ship of the Predator going to their homeworld. And basically, the rest is history. It kills everybody on the ship. The ship crash lands on a Colorado town, and from there on it raised havoc. It sends a beacon to the Predator world, and one Predator takes it on his own to come down and stop the infestation, and it was just straight blood and mayhem throughout the movie, but the plot did not work at all. And guess what? To make it even worse, the movie was so dark you really couldn't see what the hell the movie was about anyway. You couldn't see the fight going on because it was so dark. You couldn't see how the Predators looked because it was so dark. The hybrid Predator, you couldn't even see how the hell the damn thing looked. The whole movie was just a mess, from story to the way the camera shot this movie, but that's why it's ranked number 5. Coming in at number 4 is 2010 Predators, starring Adrien Brody. This movie, again, it had potential, but Adrien Brody's character had this weird voice to him that he wanted to be this action star, and it did not work for me throughout the whole movie. He had this deep Christian Bale wannabe Batman voice throughout the whole movie. It was very annoying. But the plot to this movie is pretty much they send 5 to 6 different type of criminals and army people down to this planet of Predators, and that's when they're hunting them. So it's like it's like a spin off the first movie, but it now is in the Predator world. Actually had potential, but to me kind of fell flat. I didn't resonate that much, but it needed a sequel to flesh out more of the story. Coming in at number 3 is the 2004 Alien vs. Predator. This movie, I actually enjoyed watching the unrated cut of this film. I thought it was very good. I thought the plot was actually made sense the way the actual movie unfolded. It had that the Thing kind of look to it in the Antarctic, so it kind of looked like the Thing. But I thought it kind of worked very well. In terms of the plot itself, it showed you how the alien and Predators, how their races came together and had this brutal war. It all started off with the Predators teaching the humans how to build pyramids, and then they used the humans to sacrifice with the face huggers, and then they became the exomorphs, and they used them to train in this pyramid that changes every 10 minutes. So whenever the 3 Predators or whoever survives, they go at the end at the top of the pyramid, kills everybody off. But what happened was they got so overwhelmed, they blew up the whole thing, and then they started off from scratch. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was a very good movie. I know a lot of people don't like it. They thought it was cheesy and it was garbage, but to me, actually, it's pretty good. That's why it's on my number 3 on the ranks list. All right, guys, coming in at number 2 is the 1990 Predator 2 starring Danny Glover. It's a great movie, and again, there's not much to the plot. Like, this is not a plot-heavy movie. It's basically you have these drug cartels and these street gangs in LA there's in the beginning of the movie, it's like a straight out war. But then the Predator comes and sees all this action. I guess he gets excited. He kills all the cartels. And then Danny Glover is face to face with this invisible Predator, and he thinks he's going crazy, hallucination. But then throughout the movie, a lot of gang members are getting killed. And then one of his own members from his own team gets killed. And Danny Glover is in a revenge kick. He wants to kill this Predator until Gary Busey's character comes in. He's like the scientist / douchebag. He comes in and he's trying to tell him, you cannot do this. You have to stay out of his way because he knows how to do this and how to stop them in this warehouse. And again, that warehouse scene is one of the coolest scenes in the movie. But again, it reminds me of Aliens when Sigourney Weaver is telling the team to get out of where the the face huggers are, and they all coming in and killing each other, and she goes in to save them. Same thing with Danny Glover. He did the same thing in that scene. He tells the team to get out, and then he breaks out of the RV, and then he goes in and tries to save the team, but again, they all die. The movie was actually really good, and I enjoy it, and that's why it's number 2 on my rankings list. Now, number 1, we all know what is coming in at, is the 1987 The Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's one of the best Predator movies out there, and then Predator 2. This whole movie had 2 different styles of movies in one. You had the army movie in the beginning with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then it takes a 360 twist with the sci-fi with with the Predators coming in and doing his thing. And I thought the storyline fit very well. They went to go in the POW camp, I believe that's what it was, and they're trying to find out, they got tricked into this mission by Carl Weathers' character, and then they're trying to escape, and then the Predator is basically chasing them through the woods and killing them one by one until it's Arnold versus the Predator at the end. And I thought the storyline fit very well in this movie, and that's why I love it, and that's why it's my number 1 out of the whole Predator franchise. But then again, I think a lot of people's number 1 will be the Predator coming in at their number 1. Again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below, what is your Predator ranking from worst to best? You can leave it in the comments. We could talk. We could chat about it. I would love to see what your guys' Predator rankings are. But again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please support the channel by subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button, smashing that bell button, so every time new videos are out weekly, you guys will be notified. Until then, be awesome to each other and geek out.